For 3 long years he occupied table 4 each morning, a solitary figure shrouded in silence, never uttering a word, nor gracing the air with a smile. Merely an elderly gentleman who consistently requested the same morning feast, departing each time with precisely $5 tucked beneath his napkin. In a world bustling with hurried footsteps and fleeting glances, Emily stood apart as the sole waitress who embraced his stillness, offering him a sanctuary free from judgment, where he could linger without the weight of unwelcome feelings pressing upon him. Then, on a fateful morning, his chair stood vacant, a haunting reminder of his absence. As 6 Navy SEALs strode into her diner, the weight of a folded flag in their hands, Emily felt the very fabric of her existence shift irrevocably. The man she once perceived as a mere shadow had bequeathed her a world of treasures. Welcome to Great Man, where your journey begins. Let us unveil the truth of what truly transpired. The quaint diner stood proudly at the crossroads of Route 17 and Cedar Street, beckoning to the early morning throng of construction workers, truckers, and weary shift workers returning home at the precise hour of 6:30 in the morning. Each weekday, without fail, a familiar figure would materialize at the front door. The staff referred to him as the enigmatic figure at table 4, shrouded in an aura of silence. For 3 long years, Emily Martinez had toiled through the morning shift ever since the tragic loss of her husband left her to navigate the tumultuous waters of single parenthood, raising 2 children on her own. Though the diner job lacked luster, it fulfilled its purpose by covering the bills, and the early hours granted her the precious gift of being home when her children emerged from the school's embrace. In the early days of her journey, Emily endeavored to engage in lively exchanges with each of her cherished regulars. A majority found joy in discussing the whims of the weather, the intricacies of their professions, or the fervor surrounding local sports teams. Yet the gentleman at table 4 stood apart from the rest. He appeared to be in his 70s, his silver hair glistening like moonlight, while his hands bore the marks of countless years spent toiling under the weight of laborious endeavors. He strode with a subtle limp favoring his right leg and donned a plain grey jacket come rain or shine. Each dawn unfolded with a striking familiarity, a ritual etched in the fabric of time. As Emily drew near his table, he would offer a subtle nod, a silent acknowledgement of her presence. She would pose her familiar inquiries, and he would respond with a solemn nod once more. 2 eggs perfectly cooked over easy, accompanied by golden wheat toast and a steaming cup of rich black coffee. He consumed his meal with deliberate precision, unhurried and contemplative, frequently gazing out the window at the bustling intersection where the early morning traffic began to swell. Without fail, the bill would arrive, a steadfast figure of $8.50, unwavering in its consistency. He consistently placed a precise $13.50 upon the table, $8.50 designated for the meal, and a $5 tip, a gesture of generosity for such a modest breakfast. Yet it was the manner in which he bestowed the tip that truly captivated Emily's gaze. With meticulous precision, he folded the $5 bill into a flawless square, tucking it beneath the edge of his napkin as if shrouding it in secrecy, a clandestine gesture that whispered of hidden treasures. Emily's keen eye caught other details as well. He perpetually bore a grey handkerchief meticulously folded and poised upon his lap throughout the meal. In a moment charged with tension, as a sudden gust of wind swept through the doorway, the door crashed to the floor. With grace and purpose, Emily knelt to retrieve it for him. In that moment, her gaze fell upon the intricately stitched letters, J. Carter, United States Navy. From that day onward, she regarded him as Mr. Carter, a title she never dared to utter aloud. There was an unmistakable air about him that hinted at a deep-seated reverence for his solitude, and Emily, with a heart full of understanding, honored that unspoken boundary. The other waitresses regarded him as peculiar, a chilling figure, an old man, they had murmured silent, as the grave merely perched there, his gaze piercing through the shadows. Yet Emily beheld a vision unlike any other. She beheld not the shadows of creepiness, but the profound depths of loneliness. She beheld a man who entered the diner not merely for sustenance, but in search of a fleeting fragment of human connection amidst the potentially desolate expanse of his days. Thus she diligently ensured that his coffee cup remained perpetually full. She did not linger or attempt to impose dialogue, yet her attentiveness was unmistakable. As he offered a nod of gratitude upon his departure each morning, she would always respond with a warm smile, saying, "Until tomorrow, sir?" And he would nod back, a mere flicker of warmth igniting in his eyes. The other customers scarcely acknowledged his presence. He existed in the periphery, a mere shadow among the mundane, akin to the coffee machine's steady hum or the creaking of the ancient cash register. Yet Emily found herself eagerly anticipating his serene presence with each dawn that broke. There existed a serene beauty in attending to someone who, with unwavering grace, never uttered a complaint, nor sought anything more than the simplest gestures of respect. For 3 long years I have endured this monotonous routine, 3 years filled with hushed mornings, delicate gestures, and solemn acknowledgments. Unbeknownst to Emily, the seemingly unassuming figure seated at table 4 was none other than the illustrious Captain Robert Carter, a retired commander of the Navy SEALs. Unbeknownst to her were the shadowy missions, the countless lives preserved, the years of unwavering dedication that had adorned him with a collection of medals, each one a testament to his valor, now hidden away in a drawer, a silent tribute to his extraordinary journey. All she understood was that he appeared to be a man of integrity, one who truly merited the warmth of compassion, and that seemingly modest act of kindness was on the brink of being rewarded in ways that Emily could scarcely fathom. On a Tuesday morning, as the clock strikes 6:30 a.m., as Emily diligently wiped down the tables, readying herself for the impending breakfast rush, her gaze drifted toward table 4. With a heart heavy and a mind adrift, she cast her gaze upon the clock, its hands ticking away the moments of solitude. 6:35, 6:40, 6:45, still no trace of Mr. Carter. Emily was suddenly gripped by an unforeseen wave of apprehension. In the span of 3 years he had never once arrived late, nor had he ever missed a single day, save for the rare holiday when the diner stood silent and closed. His routine unfolded with the unwavering certainty of dawn's first light. "Perhaps he is unwell," she mused as she poured steaming coffee for the truckers seated at table 2. "It is likely that he shall grace us with his presence tomorrow." Yet the morning of Wednesday arrived and slipped away. Table 4 stood desolate, untouched by the warmth of companionship. By Thursday, Emily discovered herself almost in a trance, arranging a coffee cup and meticulously laying out the settings at his customary table, only to feel a wave of embarrassment wash over her as the realization of her actions struck her. The other waitresses observed her preoccupation. "Are you all right?" Emily inquired. "Karen, the manager of the afternoon shift, your gaze lingers on that vacant table, a silent testament to what once was." I find myself pondering the presence of a loyal patron. It has been several days since I last laid eyes upon him. With a graceful lift of her shoulders, Karen dismissed the moment. Most likely discovered a more affordable option. Or perhaps he has at last come to understand the strangeness of spending each morning in solitude for 3 long years. Yet, deep within her heart, Emily understood that the truth was far more complex than it appeared. A sense of unease enveloped the air. After 3 long years of a meticulously crafted routine, one cannot simply vanish into thin air without a compelling motive. On that fateful Friday morning, the breakfast crowd lingered with an air of uncharacteristic lethargy. As Emily diligently replenished the coffee station, a thunderous rumble echoed through the air, heralding the arrival of a formidable vehicle as it rolled into the parking lot. Through the window, her gaze fell upon a sleek black SUV, adorned with the unmistakable insignia of government plates. 6 men emerged, each clad in striking dress blue uniforms, their presence commanding attention. They appeared to be clad in navy. They advanced with the meticulous precision of a well-drilled battalion, their faces etched with solemnity, yet devoid of malice. The bell above the door rang out, heralding their arrival, and the lively morning chatter at the surrounding tables faded into a hushed murmur. As 6 uniformed servicemen strode into the quaint diner of the small town, the scene unfolded with an air of unexpected grandeur, a moment that would linger in the memories of all who witnessed it. The man at the forefront of the group towered above the rest, likely in his 40s, exuding an air of authority that spoke of years spent in command. With a swift glance he surveyed the restaurant, his gaze ultimately locking onto Emily. "Pardon me," he declared, his tone a blend of reverence and formality. "Is it you?" Emily's heart surged with a wild intensity. In her experience, the sight of uniformed officials calling out her name was always an ominous harbinger of trouble. "Indeed, I am Emily Martinez." Is everything all right?" The officer with a deliberate grace reached into his jacket and retrieved a small wooden box, reminiscent of a jewelry case elegantly draped in a meticulously folded American flag. The mere sight of it sent a jolt through Emily, causing her stomach to plummet into an abyss of dread. "Madame, I am Commander Davis. We have come to speak of Captain Robert Carter. I trust you were acquainted with him during his visits as a customer here." The words struck Emily with the force of a devastating blow. "Is that you, Captain Carter?" "Is he?" "Indeed, my lady." Captain Carter departed from this world on Monday evening, slipping away gently in the embrace of slumber. In an instant, Emily found herself overwhelmed, tears welling up in her eyes before she could even muster the strength to hold them back. The silent figure at table 4, a constant presence woven into the fabric of her daily life for 3 long years, had vanished into thin air. "I apologize," she murmured, dabbing at her tear-streaked cheeks with her apron. Little did I know his first name was none other than Robert. He was merely a customer yet. "Ma'am," Commander Davis interjected with a soft, yet commanding tone. Captain Carter left behind precise directives concerning his personal belongings. He was devoid of any living kin, no offspring to carry on his legacy, yet he did leave behind a will. The commander, with a flourish, set the flag-draped box upon the nearest table, a gesture steeped in significance. Before her eyes lay an engraved nameplate bearing the distinguished name of Captain Robert T. Carter, United States Navy. Captain Carter dedicated an impressive 32 years of his life to the Navy, ma'am. He stood as a commander of the elite SEAL team, navigating the shadows of classified operations that remained shrouded in secrecy. He received the illustrious Silver Star, accompanied by 3 distinguished Bronze Stars and 2 valiant Purple Hearts. Emily's gaze fixed upon the box, her mind racing to bridge the chasm between the image of the solitary, subdued man at table 4 and the illustrious war hero that the words painted before her. He remained silent about. She commenced her tale. "Indeed, madam, he would not have done so." Captain Carter embodied the essence of the old-school Navy, yet in his last poignant instructions he made a heartfelt request that his cherished personal effects be bestowed upon Emily, the waitress at the diner on Route 17. She had shown unwavering kindness to an aging sailor, even when no obligation compelled her to do so. The other patrons in the diner fell into an eerie hush, fully aware that they were on the brink of witnessing a moment of profound importance. Emily sensed the weight of their gazes upon her, yet her entire being was captivated by the small box and the profound significance it held. Ma'am, a younger SEAL interjected, his kind eyes reflecting a depth of understanding. Captain Carter, though devoid of family ties, spoke fervently of this place of you. He confided that you were the sole individual who gazed upon him as if he still held value in this world. Emily wept unabashedly, her tears flowing freely as she cast aside any concern for onlookers. He was perpetually courteous, a figure of serene silence. I endeavored to extend kindness towards him. Commander Davis inclined his head, a gesture steeped in authority and resolve. Indeed, that is precisely the response he anticipated you would utter. He expressed that you might believe you haven't accomplished anything remarkable. Yet, dear lady, to a soul who has wandered through the twilight of solitude for countless years, your compassion has become the very essence of his existence. The commander made a weeping gesture towards the box, his hand slicing through the air with purpose. Here lie his cherished belongings. A letter crafted solely for you awaits, along with a few other treasures he wished for you to possess. With a quiver of anticipation, Emily's hands reached out toward the box, trembling with the weight of the moment. It was weightier than she had anticipated, radiating warmth as though it had basked in the embrace of sunlight. "May I?" she inquired, her voice laced with curiosity. "Indeed, my lady, it belongs to you now. Has there ever been a moment when someone walked silently beside you for what felt like an eternity, only for you to discover later that they had departed, leaving behind a profound emptiness type, and let your heart echo the belief that a gentle act of kindness has the power to transform a life completely? Inscribe their name below, only a single name etched in our memories, ensuring that those hushed moments linger on forever." With trembling hands, Emily delicately unfurled the American flag that had gracefully adorned the wooden box. The 6 seals remained in a reverent hush, joined by every soul in the diner as she gracefully lifted the lid. Within the depths of soft black velvet lay a collection of items, each whispering the tale of a life she had never known, yet felt profoundly intertwined with. The first thing that caught her eye was the grey handkerchief, the very one that had fluttered to the floor on that fateful day when she had glimpsed his initials. Yet now the entirety of it lay before her, unveiled and undeniable. Captain Robert T. Carter, USN, adorned in deep navy blue thread, accompanied by an emblematic anchor and what seemed to be a formidable seal trident. Underneath the delicate fabric of the handkerchief lay an envelope, its surface adorned with the meticulous, elegant script that spelled out her name, Emily Martinez. A beacon of kindness extended to a stranger in need. A black and white photograph captured Emily's breath, leaving her in stunned silence. There she was, captured from a distance within the bustling diner, gracefully pouring coffee at table 4. In the shadows, almost obscured, sat Captain Carter in his familiar place. A photograph had been captured, unbeknownst to her, likely many moons prior. Yet it was the contents of the box that truly seized her breath, leaving her momentarily spellbound. A delicate velvet pouch, when unfastened, unveiled a military medal bronze, adorned with a striking blue ribbon, a purple heart glimmering with stories untold. Commander Davis caught her gaze fixed upon the medal, an unspoken tension hanging in the air. "Madam, that is but one of the 2 illustrious purple hearts that Captain Carter has valiantly earned. He wished for you to possess it." "I cannot," Emily began, her voice trembling with the weight of her words. "This piece is destined for a museum, or perhaps the military, or—" "Ma'am," the younger seal spoke softly, "it rightfully belongs with one who truly comprehends the essence of service." Captain Carter expressed that throughout his 3 years of visiting this place you have never once regarded him as a burden or an inconvenience. He proclaimed that you made him feel as though he truly mattered. With a heart racing and fingers quivering, Emily delicately unfolded the letter. The handwriting, though meticulously crafted, betrayed the subtle tremor of time's passage. "Dearest Emily, should these words reach your eyes, it means I have departed from this world, and the men I entrusted have indeed located you, just as I implored them to do. I beseech your forgiveness, dear friend, for the transgressions of an old sailor who concealed his true identity from you all this time. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Robert Thomas Carter. For 32 years I dedicated my life to the service of my country as a Navy SEAL. I guided brave souls into the jaws of peril, and by some divine intervention managed to return the majority of them safely to their loved ones. Medals and commendations, once gleaming symbols of honor, now rest in a drawer, their significance diminished in the absence of the brave souls who stood shoulder to shoulder with me in the heat of battle. Yet, in the past 3 years of my existence, the pinnacle of my daily experience was not defined by any mission I undertook. As the clock struck 6:30 a.m., I stepped into your diner, the air thick with the promise of a new day, and encountering a soul who recognized my humanity rather than merely viewing me as an obstacle to be overcome. Little did you know I was navigating the world in solitude, where your smile on certain days became the sole beacon of human warmth in my life. Little did you know, after the passing of my beloved wife 12 years ago, I had lost touch with the essence of being treated with the most basic form of dignity. You never inquired about my limp, never remarked upon my silence, never allowed me to feel as though I occupied a space unworthy of my presence. You graciously presented my breakfast, ensured my coffee cup overflowed with warmth, and bid me farewell with a sincere, "See you tomorrow, sir," as if those words held true significance. I observed you engaging with other customers as well, Emily. I witnessed the way you interacted with the construction workers, their clothes drenched in mud, your patience shining through as you dealt with the elderly couple who seemed to take an eternity to place their order. You consistently offered kind words to the single mothers, skillfully managing their children while desperately trying to snatch a moment for coffee before heading to work. Perhaps you believe that your actions for me were merely routine, a simple fulfillment of your duties. Yet I must express that your unwavering kindness was the beacon that guided me through the shadows of my darkest days. In the depths of despair, when all seemed lost, a flicker of hope emerged, a reason to rise at the break of dawn, the unwavering certainty that at 6:30 a.m. a new day awaited. There exists a soul who would be overjoyed at my arrival. Alas, I have never been blessed with the joy of children, Emily. For years, my wife and I endeavored, our hearts filled with hope, yet fate had other plans for us. As she departed from this world, a chilling thought gripped my heart. I would be left to wander through life, an echo of solitude destined to fade into obscurity. In those final years, I carried within me the profound knowledge that hidden somewhere in this vast world, there existed a soul who had bestowed upon me the gift of kindness, asking for nothing in return. The treasures contained within this box do not hold worth in the conventional manner. The handkerchief, a cherished relic of my father's valor during World War II, carries with it the weight of history. The Purple Heart, I earned in a battle now a distant memory, holds significance that has faded into the shadows of time. The photograph was captured by a dear friend from the Navy, eager to glimpse the woman I spoke of with such fervor. I entrust these matters to you not for your own sake, but because they yearn for a steward who truly comprehends the essence of service. Each morning, as you stepped into the workplace, extending respect to every customer no matter their demeanor, you were embodying the essence of service to others. With each cup of coffee you brewed, you were weaving a tapestry of kindness, transforming the world into a brighter place, one sip at a time. A separate envelope awaits you, which my lawyer will present to you with utmost care. I have bequeathed to you a modest sum, insufficient to transform your existence in a grand manner, yet ample to assist with your children's education or any cause you hold dear. I implore you, do not turn it away. The last plea of a weathered mariner. If anyone ever inquires about my life, I implore you, do not speak of the medals or the military service that define my past. Simply convey that I was a man who occupied table 4 each morning, yearning for nothing more than the simple acknowledgement of belonging a place where I could call home. My heartfelt gratitude to you, Emily Martinez, for providing me with a sanctuary where I truly belong. With deep appreciation and unwavering respect, Captain Robert T. Carter, United States Navy, retired. As Emily turned the final page, a torrent of tears cascaded down her cheeks, each drop a testament to the emotion stirred within her. In that instant, the diner was enveloped in a profound silence, each soul acutely aware of the weight of the moment hanging in the air. With a flourish, Commander Davis delved into the depths of his jacket, retrieving yet another envelope that seemed to pulse with significance. Madam, this correspondence hails from the esteemed legal representative of Captain Carter. In his letter, he eloquently outlined precise instructions regarding his estate. With a gaze that pierced the air, Emily beheld the 6 seals encircling her table, their presence both commanding and enigmatic. Could it be true? Was he truly as adorned with accolades as you claimed? The young seal, who had previously found its voice, boldly stepped forward. "Madam." It was Captain Carter, who heroically preserved my uncle's life amidst the chaos of Afghanistan in the year 2003. My uncle recounted tales of him, describing a man who would stride through the very depths of hell for his comrades, never once seeking the light of recognition. Commander Davis inclined his head with a solemn grace. Captain Carter stood as a beacon of legend within the esteemed SEAL community, ma'am. Yet as the days waned, he transformed into a figure shrouded in solitude. Our concerns for him were beginning to mount, to be honest. Then he began to recount tales of the diner where a kind-hearted waitress embraced him as one of her own. With meticulous grace, Emily folded the letter, tucking it away into the box alongside the delicate handkerchief and the cherished purple heart. "What am I to do with all of this?" With a voice that danced through the air, she inquired. "Whatever you believe Captain Carter would desire," Commander Davis responded with conviction. "He placed his ultimate desires in your hands, believing in your unwavering loyalty. That signifies he placed his unwavering trust in your judgment." As dawn broke, Emily stepped into the office, her heart racing with anticipation. She carefully set a delicate frame upon table 4, the image capturing a fleeting moment of her pouring coffee with the enigmatic figure of Captain Carter lingering just beyond the edge of the frame. With a delicate touch, she laid his grey handkerchief beneath the glass surface of the table, accompanied by a small placard that proclaimed, "He sat here and never asked for anything except kindness." Whispers cascaded through the quaint town with the swiftness of a freshly brewed cup of coffee, igniting curiosity and intrigue among its inhabitants. As the afternoon sun cast its golden glow, unfamiliar faces began to flock to the diner, irresistibly lured by the captivating tale of the decorated Navy SEAL who had quietly occupied table 4 for 3 long years. Yet they arrived without the grand spectacle or the watchful eyes of cameras. They arrived with an air of reverence. An elderly woman made her entrance, cradling a delicate bouquet of pristine white flowers in her hands. "My husband served in the Navy," she whispered to Emily, a weight in her voice. "A different war, a different time, yet I understand the silence that envelops them upon their return, the unspoken horrors they carry within." With a delicate grace, she set the flowers upon table. 4 then took her seat in the booth opposite, enveloped in a profound silence that lingered for 10 long minutes. Finally, she left a $5 tip, a fleeting gesture, before rising and departing into the world beyond. A middle-aged man, clad in a construction uniform, strode in during his lunch break. "Whispers of the captain reached my ears," he declared. "Though his identity eluded me, the memory of his presence lingers vividly in my mind. I have perpetually pondered the tale that lies within him." He commanded a cup of coffee dark as night and settled into the embrace of table 4, lingering there for precisely the duration it would have taken to savor a morning meal. Before departing, he delicately positioned a small American flag pin beside the flowers, a poignant gesture that spoke volumes. As the week drew to a closed table, 4 transformed into an unspoken shrine, a poignant testament to memories cherished and lives intertwined, not a sorrowful realm, but a sanctuary of serene acknowledgement. Individuals arrived clutching coffee mugs adorned with the insignias of local VFW posts, military challenge coins gleaming with pride, and cherished photographs of their brave relatives who had donned the uniform. Tom Patterson, the owner of the diner, was plagued by a gnawing concern that the memorial could potentially alienate his loyal patrons. Rather, it appeared to beckon individuals not mere tourists or thrill-seekers, but the very locals who grasped the profound significance of honoring a soul who had dedicated themselves to service without the desire for acclaim. In a twist of fate, Emily emerged as the unacknowledged guardian of Captain Carter's legacy. Inquisitive souls would approach her seeking tales of him, and she would regale them with stories of his serene rituals, his bountiful gratuities, and his unwavering respectfulness. He never uttered a word of complaint, she would declare. Never once did I return a dish, nor did I allow impatience to surface amidst the bustling chaos. He remained seated, absorbed in his own thoughts, extending respect to all who crossed his path. A reporter from the local newspaper arrived eager to craft a tale about the enigmatic war hero shrouded in secrecy. With grace and poise, Emily gently turned down the opportunity for an interview. Captain Carter revealed that she dedicated 3 years to this place, a sanctuary where the incessant barrage of questions could not reach her. I shall not embark on this journey at this moment. In a moment that left all in attendance, astounded Tom Patterson found himself making a choice that not only took others by surprise but also caught him off guard. He proclaimed the area where Table 4 resided as the tranquil corner, adorning it with a modest sign catering to those who cherish serenity over chatter and service over acclaim. Other silent patrons began to draw near to that section as if pulled by an unseen force. Those in their golden years, yearning for a tranquil breakfast unburdened by haste, the tireless shift workers craving the solace of coffee and silence before returning to their lives, individuals navigating the stormy seas of hardship, seeking a refuge where words are unnecessary and understanding is implicit. In the hushed corner, Emily observed a distinct shift in the conversations, gentler imbued with a reverence that lingered as if the very essence of Captain Carter still cast a profound influence over the atmosphere. With unwavering determination, every Monday morning, Emily embraced the ritual she had begun. She meticulously arranged the fourth-place setting, pouring a steaming cup of black coffee, allowing it to linger for precisely the duration that Captain Carter once savored his breakfast. With a graceful flourish, she would clear the table, her movements a dance of purpose. Yet before departing, she would linger for a moment, her hand gently resting on the back of his chair, and in a soft whisper she would say, "See you tomorrow, sir." On a fateful Monday morning, a young Navy sailor, freshly granted leave, stepped into the diner, the air thick with anticipation. Whispers of Captain Carter's exploits had reached his ears from a fellow soldier at the base, igniting a fervent desire to uncover the final resting place of the legendary SEAL, a figure shrouded in tales of valor and mystery. He occupied the corner of Table 4, placing an order for 2 eggs perfectly cooked over easy, accompanied by golden wheat toast and a steaming cup of black coffee. As Emily approached with his check, he meticulously placed exactly $13.50 upon the table. $8.50 designated for the meal, while a crisp $5 tip was expertly folded into a perfect square nestled just beneath the edge of his napkin. "For the captain," he murmured softly as he departed. With a radiant smile, Emily gently placed the folded bill among the cherished mementos on the memorial table, a poignant tribute to memories past. She came to understand that certain traditions were treasures deserving of preservation. Robert Carter was a solitary figure devoid of children, siblings, or any family to utter his name during festive gatherings or to pay their respects at his grave on the anniversaries of his birth. Yet amidst this profound solitude, there was Emily, and through Emily an entire town awakened to the power of memory. Small acts of kindness unfold in silence, transcending the need for words. It all starts with the gaze we cast upon another, a gaze that conveys their significance, their inherent worth, a recognition that their existence enriches the tapestry of life rather than depleting it. Unbeknownst to Emily each morning, as she gracefully refilled Captain Carter's coffee cup, she was serving a man of extraordinary valor, a decorated war hero whose tales of bravery remained cloaked in silence. She remained blissfully unaware of the covert operations, the countless lives rescued, and the years of unwavering dedication that adorned his chest with a dazzling array of medals. She felt an undeniable certainty that he was a man of integrity, one who truly merited the honor of respect. And through that profound acknowledgement of his humanity, Carter transcended the mere accolades of military honors, leaving behind a legacy far more precious, gratitude perfectly poised in its rightful place. The sum that Carter bequeathed to Emily was ample to secure her daughter's inaugural year at college and to address her son's dental needs that insurance had forsaken. Yet beyond all else, it revealed to her that kindness is never squandered, even when it appears to vanish into the stillness of silence. 3 years following Carter's demise, the Quiet Corner had transformed into a cherished local institution. Veterans journeyed to that sanctuary, yet it also welcomed all who sought a refuge, a space to simply be free from scrutiny or interruption. Emily continued to embrace the morning shift, her unwavering patience shining through as she greeted each customer, reminiscent of the grace she had extended to Captain Carter. Yet now a revelation dawned upon her, illuminating truths previously shrouded in shadows. Each solitary figure at a table carries within them a tale waiting to be unveiled. Each silent patron harbors a secret within. Each gesture of basic human kindness holds a significance far beyond our understanding. Upon the wall that loomed behind Table 4, Tom Patterson had elegantly displayed a humble wooden sign inscribed with the very words of Captain Carter from his poignant letter. Simply convey that I was a man who occupied this space each morning, yearning for nothing more than the dignity of belonging a place where I could truly feel at home. In delicate script beneath, Emily had inscribed, and indeed, he did belong. Indeed, we all partake in this shared experience. Subscribe if you hold the conviction that certain souls need not utter a word to etch their presence in our memories. In the realm of great man, a tale unfolds where the essence of honor breathes life into the tiniest of moments.